Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the first series of episode reviews for this year of 2025. And starting off with one of the anticipated shows that I really did enjoy, that was from last year. Continuing on with the story now, season two of season 2 of Solo Leveling, episode 1 or episode 13 if you continue chronologically. So, yeah, Season 2, Episode 1, but I'll call it Episode 1 right now, of Solo Leveling, which, first of all, Season 1, I loved, It was so fun, it was enjoyable. I enjoy our main character of Jinwoo, being, basically going from a 0 to being hero, basically, and from E rank to climbing up to be pretty much the best ranked one, but, and just being very powerful, and by the end of the season 1, how he recruited that shadow army, and basically the leader of the shadow group, the Red Knight. I think he calls it Icarus. So it was really enjoyable. It was a fun series, badass. How he becomes, and it was great. And I was looking forward to seeing season 2. And after watching episode 1 of this now of season 2, didn't let me down. It was great, and from the animation and from the fights, how well it was animated from the fights, it was great too. So, and first of all, I can say the opening and the ending. The opening credits and the ending credits, the songs I thought were great. The music, especially the music in the episode as well, was great too. But the song, talk about quickly about the opening. With I thought it started off with two singers, male guy and girl, and it didn't. And the music in the background of it did not overlap with the singings. Each one singing, but it didn't overlap. Which it was good, and the opening was enjoyable too, and the ending as well. Then it was being a little more tense in the opening though, but regardless though, I enjoyed both endings. The songs were good, and as for the score, especially the particular towards the end of this episode where the song was playing when Icarus, the knight, was fighting all these demon polar bears. It was cool, The song when it was playing in it was cool, and it just made for the animation of the action was well animated, and just made our character badass with this use of his shadow army. So, but getting started at the start though, but it was I really enjoyed it. I feel like season 2 is gonna be better than season 1. I feel like it. And that's all good, and I really look forward to it. How this season 2 will progress, though. But anyway, getting to episode 1 or episode 13, Jinwoo is at home. He oversleeps his clock because his sister calls him up, and he's supposed to be at her school, right? He's supposed to be at her school, to talk to the teachers, right? And so he's like, "Oh shit, I overslept," right? So you get teens a bit of comedic moments with him, teens a bit of that stuff, and Jinwoo is funny how it's like how he becomes this major transformation, like his physique, his physical of his character, right? How from the beginning he was just a scrawny kid, now he's just much more taller and more physically fit, and obviously more attractive because he's at her school, and all of her other female students, they're just looking at him like, "Oh, he's attractive, he's hot," And then his sister is making the joke like, "Oh, you hear that? Maybe I could hook you up with one of them, And then he goes and pinches her cheek. So you get the funny moments like that though. But yeah, but it's like what I'm talking about, like how his physical character has transformed since we first saw him, being as this weak, scrawny kid struggling, right, to make money, and then how he's more physically fit, he's more taller, and like to the ladies, he's more attractive now. And there's like, oh, your sister, your brother is really attractive. And she goes, and the sister goes and throws in, hey, maybe I can hook you up, and goes, pinches her cheek. So that was funny too. So, and she's talking with the teacher, saying that, hey, your sister is doing very well at school. Her grades are good, but you don't want. She wants to be for a medical student, but not for hunting. And he's for demon hunter and all that stuff, right? And he said no, not at all. And then we cut to the guy. Forget the guy's name though. But from season 1, we saw how when Jinwoo, when he was in that dungeon, how the leader of this dungeon was, and those other guys were going to deceive him and leave him to die, right? And he killed, and the leader of the group that he killed when he cut his head off. The guy was overseas. I think they said he was in America. He overhears that his brother was killed. So he kind of, I think if we figure out it was Jinwoo did it. So he comes in. He flies to his hometown to get to seek out Jinwoo. So he flies in. So that's what we first saw him in season 1. He wants revenge for him for killing his brother. And so then what was that for the young girl's name? We saw from towards the end of season 1. She's an E rank as well, and she is called to in here to absorb how they fight, right? So she can get some insight on how the way they fight. So she's just there just to not to fight, but to observe, how the rankings will how they fight and all that stuff. So I'll eventually remember her name though, but Jinwoo calls and meets with it's been a while since I see these characters. The young kid, the rich kid who previously went with Jinwoo in that dungeon, he got this fancy armor, right? Well, now he's in a business suit, so it's like, hey Jinwoo, nice to see you again. And so and those along this other group of hunters, a couple are B ranks and C ranks, and the leader is this guy who's an A rank. So is it him, Jinwoo, and this girl. So, and I like the fact that they still think he's an E rank still. And so they go to the gate, and something happens, and it turns out it's a red gate. So because it turns out it's a red gate, and they've been transported to this snowy place. And there they get attacked by these ice elves, and let alone these ice polar bears. And so they decided to split the group, where the A rank takes some of these guys with him, and while Jinwoo, the girl that's the other E rank, this one guy who wanted to go with the A rank, but no, you stay with him. This other guy, and this other girl who maybe I think she may be a mage. I think powers of a healer or whatever, of a mage. I think of a healer. She volunteers to go with Jinwoo in the group. So, and then, they do and I like they do question about Jinwoo's abilities, because he's supposed to be E rank, but when he does these certain things, they question who is this guy? He's supposed to be an E rank. Because a nice polar bear comes out, and he goes first out. No weapons. He goes and straight out punches the damn bear, and they knows. So after that, he's sitting on top of it, because he's the acting captain of the leader of this group now, and which they do kind of follow, because we see him he go because it's cold, right? So he goes to his inventory. He's pulling out these coats. And they're like, wait a minute, how you pulling these out? You're supposed to have for 2 or 3 of these, and then, but he has codes for everybody. Then that's when they start questioning, who is this guy? He's an E rank, but he's doing all this stuff that's not E rank supposed to be doing, right? And he kind of does this this shh, don't ask questions. So I like the fact they still question about his abilities as a so-called E rank that he's supposed to be, right? They notice that things have been different for him, because from the time he's been doing this stuff, right, because they judged him how weak he was and all that stuff. But now they question it like he's still an E rank and he's yet doing this other stuff that other rankings should be doing. So I do like the fact they acknowledge that though, right? And back on the other side of the gate, that the guy that Jinwoo was partnered with before, and then the guy who wants revenge on Jinwoo, right? He comes in, but it's too late though. The red gate has turned red, right? The red gate, so he can't get through now. So they have to wait until when the people on the other side of the gate defeats like the level boss, or wait for the seal to break. So until then, the guy can't get in there to go after Jinwoo, so he has to wait outside on the other side. So lucky for Jinwoo. So and then the fact that some more of these ice polar bears, they come in, and that's when we see that Jinwoo do more stuff. And back with the A rank leader, right? They're ambushed by. Well, by the end, I'll get to that because I'll get to more on that though. But it's not funny though. But it's like, okay, that's cold, you know. No pun intended. And then so they get to he takes out a few more of these polar bears, and they make a camp in I think they were in a cave where they cook some bear meat, and he's out there. And then he calmly, casually summons his shadow army, and they take out more polar bears, and they have no worries since they're immortal. They can just be destroyed, and they just come back to life, revive it themselves. But yeah, it takes out a lot of mana out of them though. So, you know, like points, right? You can call, but they call it mana. And then he can't summon anymore. So now he has Egress, the red knight, the leader of the shadow group. And how he takes, and then this is where it was cool, right? With the animation of the action that performs with him, and the music that was playing during this fight, it was great, you know. It was really cool. It was a good piece of soundtrack. It was like a good hearing piece of soundtracks from what I heard from Kaiju number 8. Because Kaiju number 8, the soundtrack in that, when the scenes were playing, when the music was playing, it was cool. It was great too. So it was nice to hear a nice piece of soundtrack for the score of this show. Kind of like in the way of hearing what I was hearing from Kaiju number 8. And he takes this polar bear out, how he strikes and circles it back around. It was kind of like saying like how it was like an Attack on Titan from that character, Levi. Yeah, Levi. How he would cut and then maneuver around back, you know. So that Icarus was kind of doing the same thing like that, though. So it was really cool to see that, and after all that, Icarus takes it and he just kneels to Jinwoo, and tells him, "Good work." So it's nice he has him by his side, because even before Jinwoo would have died if he didn't defeat him from beforehand in season 1 though. He would have died though. So then we cut to the A rank. They get attacked by ice elves, and his guys are just done for. They're dead. Well, there's a couple of them that are still alive, but they're begging him to help them. The guy just, which yeah, he's kind of say it's a mean thing, but you can understand though. Like, okay, he's surrounded. These ice elves, which they call ice slayers, as Jinwoo told him. They're intelligent, and so his guys are basically. The guy screams, and he just turns and runs away. Basically, he just left the rest of his guys for dead. Well, most of them are dead, though, but wherever they were still alive, they just been killed anyway. So basically, he turns and just left his guys dead. He just turns and just cuts and runs. Which, yeah, maybe it's understandable, though. But the thing is, though, on the same side, he's an A rank, and an A rank just goes and runs away like a coward, though. But on the flip side, yeah, you do understand, though, because if he was an A rank, because we show him take out a polar bear or two, and it showed you look like he was a badass, but Ted shows like how technically he's an A rank though, looks like a badass though, but no, he just runs away, and basically he just left his guys for dead now, which they basically all were anyway, though. So yeah. But any of that though, oh yeah, but the boss, I guess, yeah, because I forgot to mention the main boss of the polar bears. It was cool. Oh, there was more. It was bigger though, and I forgot to mention it had like a mohawk. Because that was like the main boss of the polar bears, and because it had a more of a mohawk to it, and then Icarus goes and decapitates it. So, I forgot to mention that part though, the mohawk bear, the mohawk polar bear. So, but yeah, episode 1 of season 2 of Solo Leveling was great, and it's back, and it looks like it's going to be even better. So, but I really enjoyed it. Like I said, the animation, the voice acting, the characters, and even the side characters. Because they focus on side characters too, not just on Jinwoo and his abilities and the monsters and anything. So they at least focus on the side characters. So, and like I said, the sound, it was cool that the song that was playing during the fight, and then the OP and ending songs were great too as well. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great, a better season than the first season now. So yeah, but episode 1 of season 2 of Solo Leveling, thumbs up, So thanks for watching. Stay tuned on. Hopefully I'll get to cover another series along with Solo Leveling. So, but yep, and I still got more videos to post that I've been doing, and more movie reviews, I would say, that are coming up. So stay tuned for those, and we'll see you next time. Later.